Welcome back to Phoenix Flavor. My name is Jay Vetter, an executive chef here at Elon University. We're glad today and we're very excited to be joined by Chef Danny. Chef Danny leads an amazing team at Lakeside Dining Hall, and they focus a lot on international cuisine here at Lakeside. We're in the global neighborhood on campus. So, Chef Danny, what are we going to make today?
So we are going to make a pork pot sticker.
Nice.
So most of you guys probably have some already or at the like a Chinese restaurant. You can also buy these already come with like pre-made, pre-frozen, but we're gonna teach them how to make like handmade, like straight the dough, homemade, and also the filling homemade. Super easy recipe. It's not that difficult at all, guys. So
And Danny can make them. Danny's team actually makes, when you do pot stickers at Lakeside, how many do you make for a meal period?
probably about 800.
Yeah, so if Danny and his team can make 800, you can make a couple dozen for dinner for your family, right?
Exactly.
Right.
So awesome, guys. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna start with the dough. So right here in this bowl, we have about 2 cups of flour. And the dough is super simple too. It's even easier than the pasta dough recipe that we had earlier before.
So when this amount of 2 cups of flour, but how many pot stickers will this generally make?
So this would generally make about like, so it depends on the size. So if you're looking at about this big, probably about like 20. If you like do a bigger ones, like what we're gonna do today, probably about like 10. So,
Right.
now you only need flour, all-purpose flour, salt, and then water, and that's it. Now the key to this recipe is that your water has to be boiling hot. So you can do it 2 ways. You can do it by hand, like what I'm doing today, or you can do it with the wooden spoon. I personally like to do it by hand because I like to get to feel the dough, and also my hand is kind of tough too. So the first thing we're gonna do is
So you make it well, just like we're starting off the pasta, right?
exactly, chef. So because if not, the hot water is gonna splash everywhere. It's gonna burn your hand completely.
So Danny and I were actually talking earlier that there's almost every culture, right, that there's some sort of dumpling or noodle or whatever, but there's a little bit of difference. We were talking about the pierogi dough, we were talking about ravioli or pasta dough. This one just doesn't have any egg though, right?
Nope, does not have any eggs. So this is actually a vegan too. So
nice.
it's just water, flour, and salt. So once the water is hot, we're gonna add this a little bit at a time, okay? So we're gonna add about like maybe like 1/8 of a cup in the well.
So a lot of this just gonna be by feel, right?
Yep, a lot of this could be by feel, chef.
So I guess if it's too wet, you just add a little bit more flour.
Yep, and if it's too dry, we're gonna add a little more water. So as you can see, I didn't jerk back because of the pain that I feel from boiling hot water. So that's why we make the well, guys. So that way we just throw the flour in there and mix it with the water. We don't feel that burn that much. So as you can see, it started to get like clumped up a little bit. So we're gonna keep on like making wells in the middle and add more water. And the reason why we use the hot water with this recipe, guys, is because the dough that we make here, it doesn't require a lot of time to rest, just like the pasta dough was. When you make a pasta dough, it require about at least 30 minutes of resting time after you make into a ball.
So how long does this one need to rest?
You can actually, once you're done, you can actually make it right
Oh,
away.
right. Nice.
So, all right, guys. So as you can see here, the dough started to form together. Feel a little elasticity. Just keep on like kneading it until you feel like a tightness on the ball. And once you do, all right, guys. So just like that, that's how you're supposed to look and feel. And you see how nice and firm the ball is. That's it.
And you could immediately start rolling it out right there.
You can immediately start running right there. But for right now, though, I'm just gonna let this baby sit out for a moment, and then we're gonna do the filling of the pork. So
What do we have for the filling today?
So we got a ground pork, we got a green cabbage, some scallions, some shredded rainbow carrots, and we also got some herbs and spices we're gonna add to it.
But you could make any type of filling, right?
Oh yeah, you can make any type of filling. Now, if you're a vegan or vegetarian, you can always add the seitan or tofu in it. Just make sure that you squeeze a lot of liquid out, because otherwise, once you cook it, all the liquid will start coming out through the pot sticker and just will not be pretty. So, all right, so the first thing we're gonna do is this is about like a half a pound of pork. All right. I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of garlic, a teaspoon of ginger.
Fresh ginger.
Fresh ginger, yep. About a teaspoon of salt.
Again, following along at home, we'll have the recipe on our website. Casey will actually post that so you can actually make this anytime and enjoy it with your family.
Yep. About half a teaspoon of black pepper. About 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And about a teaspoon of the sesame oil. Looking at a quarter of a cup of cabbage.
Just shredded that fine. Just
shredded that fine. Or if you want, you can chop it up too for a different texture. We just shredded it today, or julienne. Carrots, about a quarter of a cup as well. And then last but not least, scallions. And then we're going to add a nice quarter of a cup in here as well. And then, one of my favorite part, using your hand.
get in there and have some fun with the food.
Oh yeah. And then we're going to mix it. Now guys, don't be afraid to go in there, give you a nice massage, give you a nice squeeze. So you know how it's done? Literally when you grab everything is like clean off the bowl into like a ball. So kind of like, the dough right there. So, if you're not sure about the flavor, you can always like get a little pinch of it and start frying and taste it yourself and see how the flavor is.
That's a great tip. Yes.
Exactly, because once you put it in the dumpling, there's no going back, guys. So, all right. So the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and make the dumpling. So there are a couple of things I like to do with these. First, we're gonna cut the dough in half.
You just want to try to show off your big knife, aren't you?
Yes, I do.
Danny's actually known on campus amongst the other chefs as having the nicest knife collection on campus. So he's got a giant bag full of knives.
Yeah, get a little too carried away sometimes, but it's okay. And then you're gonna cut it in half again. So we're gonna do a quarter. Set it aside. I'm gonna grab one. I'm gonna roll it up into a nice ball. I'm gonna flatten it out. Then we're gonna roll into like a cylinder. And then we're gonna stretch it out.
Kind of like playing with Play-Doh as a kid, huh?
Exactly. So if you're good at Play-Doh as a kid, this is really good too. Now, as you can see, guys, it really, it doesn't like, it's so easy to stretch this dough. And normally if you work on the pasta dough, you have to wait for 30 minutes to do it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to do like a pasta dough like this in a short amount of time. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna cut this in half. And then we're gonna cut in half again. And another half. So this way you got 3, 6, 8 section, okay? Set it aside. I'm gonna grab one, roll into a ball. Actually, roll each into a ball. And what you're gonna do once you roll into a ball, now there's 2 ways of doing this. You can use a rolling pin or you can use a cleaver. So I wanna show you both ways. With a cleaver, you grab it, you press it, and you kind of wiggle it like this back and forth with your hand on top of the knife. Kind of like stretch it out like that. Okay. Another way, if you're not comfortable using a cleaver, you don't have a cleaver, you can use a rolling pin. You want to grab your hand, flatten it first, not all the way though, and then just use a rolling pin, rolling it out first into the shape of the football, and then you turn it over to the side, roll it out again. Now guys, if this start to get stuck onto your cutting board, you could just add flour, throw a little flour a little bit under, and then you'll be good. And now, the key to making a pot sticker, guys, Don't overload your dough. I would grab, so if it's something small like this, I would grab probably about a teaspoon of filling, put it in the middle, and then just fold it like this.
You don't have to brush it with anything to seal it. Just
Nope, that's another cool thing about this dough too, is that it's already sticky enough already.
okay.
So, and just pinch it,
Very minimal ingredients.
very minimal, yep. Just pinch it. So now we use this when we pan frying it or potsticker, or if you just want to boil them or do a different shape, do like a half moon again, and then just kind of like use your middle finger in the middle, and then just kind of pull this and this one together.
What's that? Tortellini.
Yep, and that's it. Then you got your little, you know, so you can boil this and
Nice.
then eat it with the soup. So, all right,
All right.
guys. So once we finish all the dumplings, I have about like at least 10 or 20 medium size here. What we're gonna do, we're gonna use a pan. You can use any kind of saute pan that you had at home, but make sure that you have lids to go along with it too. And what you wanna do is, so you wanna turn this up to like high heat. And how you know when the pan is ready, I'm gonna show it to you. Just grab a little bit of water, add a squeeze to it. Once it sizzles like that, and once all the water disappears, then you know the pan is ready. So make sure that the pan is like really, really hot first, guys.
But you could just boil these, right? Like you said before.
Yeah, you can just boil these for like a healthy reason. I mean, for the healthier option. But we're gonna do the traditional pot sticker, and I'm about to show you why they call it a pot sticker. So, now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add about a 2 tablespoons of oil, and I'm gonna wiggle it.
Is that a culinary term? Wiggle it.
Yeah. So make sure that all the oil is covered in the pan. Once the oil starts smoking, that's when you start adding your dough. See a little smoke coming already. So, swirl the oil pan just one more time. And then one at a time, add your pot sticker in. Once you hear the sizzle, that's always a good sound. Now also, guys, you want to leave a little space in here, so here. All right. Chef,
Yeah.
hand me that in, please. All right, guys, so once you add it all in there, you're gonna add, I would say about a quarter cup of water. You wanna squeeze it on there. And then you're gonna cover the lid. And you're gonna turn this baby down to a medium-high heat. And then you're gonna let that cook until all the water evaporates. All right. So
this is steaming it while it's sauteing. Right?
exactly. So you want to get that nice golden brown color on the bottom, and then also a nice soft sweetness on the inside as well too. So exactly. So we're gonna open this up. If you see all the liquid almost disappear. And this is why we call it pot sticker, guys. Because it sticks to the pot. We're gonna turn. See the nice golden brown
Yeah.
color on that one?
Beautiful.
All right. So we're gonna do that again. We're gonna add a little bit more oil into this baby. For another tablespoon. And once you hear the sizzle, we'll do it again. Actually, about quarter of a cup of water.
Starting to smell it in here.
Oh yeah. All right, guys. Also, another way of telling if the dough is done, guys, is if you look at it this closely, if the skin start to like kind of forming or stiffening up on the dumpling, that's also when it's ready as well too. So, and also if you're not sure whether the filling is done, you can always cut it open and just try it out. So,
Or if you got a thermometer, you can just stick a thermometer in there.
yeah, exactly. So make sure it's 165 degree or above before it's done. So, and now I'm gonna take these, put it right here.
You serve this with a dipping sauce?
You can serve this with a dipping sauce, or if you season your filling enough, you can just eat it by it is. What I like to eat it with is a sriracha sauce or malt vinegar.
Yeah.
That's it. And once you're done, just throw a little bit of green onion just for garnish. And that's it, guys. So,
Well, Danny, thank you for sharing this recipe with us today. And again, guys, we're excited for everybody to be back. Can't wait for you to come back on campus so we can cook some of these amazing dishes for you. So come to Lakeside and come see Danny and his team at Lakeside and eat some of these amazing dishes.
well, thank you guys.